Everyone's been asking me where this video is and also saying, has he quit the game? No! Stupid. Because right here today, we are summoning for, yes, that is a new Gohan that is from that era. No, it's not the one we summoned for 11 months ago. This is a completely brand new one that we're summoning for right here in this video. This is where the video... We're back! Let's go, dude. We are back. Yo, what's up, man? Actually, post-equips, that unit is pretty okay. We haven't, dude, we've not done a first multi, baby, in so long. And if you're here, you clicked on this video, a like, maybe? I don't know. Just go throw it out there. Dude. Anyways, a lot of you guys have been asking me about this. I want to give you guys, use this video while we summon a small life update, a small thoughts on this character, since I didn't really get to do that just yet. And yet you already know we farmed up the medals. I'm ready to go, man. Here's the thing. Let me just be totally transparent with you guys, okay? And like, this is definitely a bit of unk status for me personally. Like, I actually do think that this is an unk take. And listen, I'm an instant gratification guy too. I do like instant gratification from time and time again, but as I've gotten older, I'm much more okay with waiting for things, okay? And so even though at this point, this guy's over a week old, I know it took me a week to get to this guy. It was always still my intention of getting to him, and I was okay with waiting. I get that. Really? Wow. And this is why I don't chase side banner units. If we can get Spopovich, sick. But I do not need to get Spopovich because like things like that happens. All right. Things like that happens. All right. Can we get another copy? That'd be sick. We're gonna We're gonna swap the tickets after this. But anywho, I can be patient. Like I can actually genuinely, I can find a lot more patience with things than I used to be able to. And again, sometimes I do be selecting the faster times. Okay, we're gonna pull him multiple times. You know, sometimes when there's the option to get it here tomorrow or get it here in 3 days, I do the tomorrow, you know. So I also do what's the word I'm thinking of? Like starts with a D. Indulge. I knew there was a D in there somewhere, and it felt like it's a real important D, you know? Huh? Indulge. I do indulge in instant gratification many a times in my life, but there are other things I can just be, oh, that's so sick. There's other things I can just be like truly patient on, and stuff like this, I can be. So all the where's this at, Nano? It was coming. It was always coming. It always was. A lot. I'm saying a lot of stuff. We're way too close proximity here. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, we won't go any deep. We won't go any deeper into that right now. Anyways, but yeah, I've just found more patience in things. Like, for example, a good one. And by the way, this is why when those of you that comment like, is he just not into Dokkan as much anymore? I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you just not click on the channel? It's not on me if you're not watching the videos. I don't know. No, I don't upload it daily anymore, but I've not uploaded any of these games daily. Like in a really long time. I like having variety on the channel. You know, I like being able to partake in many different things. That's just always kind of been my favorite part of the channel since we spread our wings a little bit, like several years ago, right? But I made this Dokkan Nuzlocke video, which is one of my favorite Dokkan videos I've ever made, and easily the most work that has ever been put into it. From the filming side to the editing side, there are multiple people involved with that video being like made, from graphic design to different styles of editing, to like there are 2 editors that were involved. We actually got a graphic artist who helped work on that, and then me myself playing through it. Like that is one of the most in-depth Dokkan videos on my channel, and if I were to glaze myself a bit, probably one of the better Dokkan videos on the entirety of the platform, which I don't typically like say stuff like that, but I do think it is one of the better Dokkan videos that I've ever made, at least for me, right? And I just released that last month. So like, you know what I mean? So, but the main reason I did not release this video a week ago that I want to talk about just a smidge as Hercules here on Boo's back. Before I do that though, dude, they're doing a massive Gundam wing drop right now with G Fuel. Look how sick this looks, okay? The art on this is crazy, and it's on the Shaker Cup, and G Fuel is a sponsor here on this channel. As you guys know, per usual, you can use code Nano. I'll put a link down below in the description. You go check this out for yourselves, and code Nano will save you money on this, and it's up for pre-order. It's not a wait list. We can actually pre-order this right now using code NANO to save money on it. The flavor on this one is cherry raspberry, and it looks absolutely sick. Another one. They're so cheeky for doing that. They are so cheeky for doing that. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, there's that. But then there's also still the Gear 5 One Piece collab that is up for pre-order. And again, you can use code NANO to save money on that. So there's only two I'm going to mention today, but there's a Gun and Wing collab and a One Piece collab available up for pre-order right now that code NANO saves you money on, because G Fuel is a sponsor here. And when you pick those up, you do help the channel, which is a massive thank you from me for those of you that use code NANO at gfuel.com, and a massive thank you to G Fuel for being a sponsor. Thank you guys for always checking them out when I mention them. I absolutely appreciate you so much. But yeah, dude, Gun and Wing, I guess I don't talk about it a ton. I mean, enough, but probably not a ton that you associate a bunch of Gun and Wing with me. But the box set is always sitting right behind me. Wing Zero is always chilling up behind me. He got knocked over the other day because my kid was up here. What? Vegeta? Okay. I love Gun and Wing, man. That's one of the foundational, that's honestly, Gun and Wing is one of the reasons I'm here on your screen right now. If it wasn't for child Nano watching Gun and Wing, there's a good chance that, because I watched Gun and Wing before I watched Dragon Ball, if I'm not mistaken, or around the same time. And so it's definitely one of those foundational anime that made me who I am and made me be here right now. So yeah, Gun and Wing is a very, very important series for me personally. So I think it's cool to be able to have sponsors that have things that have actual meaning to me. I think that's pretty sick. Back to back, really. Anyway, let's talk about this Gohan, because I made my summoning video. This is my summoning video. I made my reaction video. Oh, I didn't get to say why I wasn't. Can you tell I'm just now back getting to do things, to record a lot lately. Anyways, I was gone because I didn't make this video. Okay, that's cool. I needed that a week ago because I was literally not home. I was at a massive LAN party playing games and all of that, and I just did not have my setup with me. And I said, you know what? We'll do that when we get back. We'll do that when we get back. We can hop on it. And so that's where I was, man. Got to play a lot of Battlefield 6. I think they might be back. Like, I'm not kidding. I've been craving an FPS I can hop on with my friends and play. And listen, I said some things that some of you guys find blasphemous. I think Black Ops 6 hit the spot for me with the zombies, and I've not touched, like, post the first DLC map, I've not touched it again. So I don't know. You can take that for what you will. But the two launching maps, Liberty Falls and the other one, which I put the most time into, the other one, oh my gosh, dude, I can't think of what the map is, but it's the dark one with all the islands. Anyways, that map was a blast. I ended up doing the entire Easter egg run on that one. That was so much fun. When I started hopping on my friends to do zombies, like, Black Ops just wasn't necessarily, like, I don't know, scratching the itch for me. And I never did go back to Warzone, even though they dropped the map. And I liked original Warzone, especially like in lockdown days. Warzone definitely like scratch an itch. But anyways, all that to say, really, it hasn't been. And I'm not I did my time on Valo. I've quite a few hours in Valo, you know, a little bit of CS, but those don't really do it for me a ton either, or at least not right now. You know, maybe you know, ebbs and flows. But Battlefield, all that to say, a lot of yapping to say, Battlefield 6 is finally, I think, hitting that spot for exactly what I am personally looking for out of an FPS right now to play with my friends. And I had a blast on that, playing with friends, like, in person, really. So what does it do switching to GT mean? Interesting. Okay, I mean, sure, dude, let's go. And then a lot of League of Legends, man. I just feel like League always pops up. If you guys have been around for a long time, you know I've talked about League. I used to have a bunch of League stuff behind me. I still do. They're so blurred out because of the camera's focus on me. But that's a whole shelf. It's a Darth Maul, but that's a whole shelf full of just League of Legends characters, because I don't know, I have a lot of hours in League of Legends, if you can believe that or not. I don't play a whole lot of video games anymore these days, but back then I did. Anyway, so yeah, so that's why this video was not up last week. It wasn't really out of neglect or like, oh, I didn't want to do it. It was quite literally I couldn't, because I had no gear to do so. I guess I could have recorded into like a headset mic and like screen recorded my phone, but I'm like, or I could just wait till I'm back at my setup and just do it then. So that's what I did. And so anyway, that's what I was doing instead of doing this. Now to talk about this character choice. So obviously a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about this character choice, and I'm a little bit late to this conversation because this video is now, we're a week past having this character in our boxes, and this character is apparently really good, which is also awesome. And of course I had to make sure I had him in the box, and the reason why I'm still summoning is because there's pity, and I at least want to get this guy to 69%, so we have him there. but it does appear that Tanabata is going to be a bit sooner than it maybe looked. And I always assumed it would probably still be really close to that worldwide spot, because they probably, I know on the global timeline doesn't matter too much with where they got Tanabata, because they used to not get anniversary on January 30th. But with anniversary being, I mean, what September, October, November, December, January, you know, literally 5 months away at this point, basically 5.5 months away at this point, we will be summoning for 11th anniversary units. If they don't start Tanabata towards the beginning of September, and which it won't wrap up until the end of September, that is not a very big gap for them to be able to sort of kind of do a cooldown before they just like shove a bunch of LRs down their throats, right? Which they're going to do for the 11th anniversary. I don't think they'll do 6 again, but it's very obvious that they like doing more than 4 at this point, because up until this year, we've only ever gotten 4 summonable units for big celebrations. That is a this year exclusive thing, right? They did 6, kind of 7 for the 10th anniversary with the mini Vegeta, and then now they did 5 for, you know, GDC. So you would think they would want some space for sure, going from 79%, dude. Imagine if we could rainbow him. Imagine we rainbow him for pity. That would be the coolest thing, dude. As I'm about to kind of sort of tear into this character just a little bit, but we'll get there. Hang on. So they're going to be probably shoving a lot of characters down our throats. I would say my early prediction at this point is that a part 3 is going to be probably a new standard for these bigger celebrations. And my guess, and again, I guess you could argue that they're doing this because it's the 10th year celebration, but then I would question some of the other choices this year and things that they've done. But anyways, beyond that, I do imagine the chances of an 11th anniversary part 3 unit or the 11th anniversary having more than 4 characters in some form or fashion is very high at this point. That's my guess. You know, that's my humble guess as to what things will look like as we go into the 11th anniversary. So my assumption when they told us with that schedule that we would see the Tanabata replacement, because it's not Tanabata anymore, because that's an actual holiday in Japan, so they're not calling it Tanabata anymore, but it's a Tanabata replacement where we get a Dokkan Fest LR at the beginning and a Carnival LR at the, you know, the second half. That would happen on that front half of that. It wouldn't really happen probably in October, and it might extend into October with some of the events and stuff, but the main meat of that celebration would still happen in September, which is basically a worldwide celebration, right? Worldwide would always happen that last weekend of August, and then part 2 would always happen in the middle of September. So the majority, like the meat, if you will, that they were slamming down on the table was happening primarily in September. So that's what I assumed would happen here. And Rick over on Twitter just posted a thing explaining why they believe that we will be seeing it around, I believe, August 28th or the 29th, and at the latest September 5th. So that's really soon, and I promise this is building to my whole point of why I've been yapping about all this, and that is that there is such a the go on pick is not bad, and a lot of people there were mixed reactions to my reactions. There was a lot of you guys, so I don't want to necessarily break immersion here for some of you guys that were happy that I was happy, because I am still happy about this pick. But that was one of the weirdest reaction videos I've ever recorded, because I was recording another video with Squad. If you guys aren't aware, I've got a YouTube channel with 10 other people called Squad, and we record all kinds of different games and make really awesome videos over there. If you've not been suggested it, dude, big burly man, let's get in my box, baby. Let's go. By the way, today, speaking of being big and burly, I got cupped for the first time ever, man. I look like a friggin', oh my gosh, dude, like a pepperoni pizza on my back, bro. We've like rainbowed this guy. We've rainbowed this guy in like just these summons alone. This is absolutely insane. Wow. Back to this. So I was in the middle of recording a Demon Slayer video, muted up, reacted to Dokkan while the Demon Slayer video was still gone. Didn't say anything to my Squad fellowmen that were also recorded my Dokkan reaction, and then went back into Demon Slayer recording mode. The strangest feeling of all time. I technically was recording 2 videos at one time. So my noggin, I won't lie to you, I was there for the ride. I was there for the ride. So in that moment, I think I still did mention Daima, because I'm always going to mention Daima, because it's a glaring omission from the game's rust. And for those of you that are always like, well, it's always gonna be the 11th anniversary. Why would all of a sudden they do something like that when they've been a much, like, the whole point of these gacha games to me is that they're a much faster firing type of product. Look at Legends. They can fire faster, they can drop stuff, they can drop content so much faster. They drop more content than any other game possibly can because they make so much more money than any other game. So why all of a sudden with Daima do they change that philosophy? And right now in this game, Daima has been over with since February. So that's March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months. And we don't have anything past Mini SSJ 3 Vegeta. 6 months. And by the way, because they've not done like any side banner units, we quite literally only have 3 summonable Daima characters in this game. No Tamagamis, no Goma, which by the way has actual super attacks in this game. That's just crazy. No Mini SSJ4, no adult SSJ4, no adult SSJ3, like nothing. We have 3 summonable characters from a new week-to-week series from Dragon Ball in Dokkan. So I don't think the Gohan pick was, and that's the thing, like I was just vibing. I think like for a bonus character, that would have been a super whatever like pick. Like this is always a very like sort of whatever spot. Like if we're just being totally honest, right? Like last year it was Roshi. Roshi's a fine pick, but he's a very like, I think for the general player base, those in between Dokkan Fest TURs are just like non-summon banners. Like you should not even pay attention to them. You should not pay attention to like TURs are so rarely in talks to be in the top 10, you know, like what was the last one? Like maybe Glorio, I guess. And then they're shoved out of the top 10 so fast. So they're really a waste of stones. The only reason you would do it is if you're like a collector or a creator. Those are really, I think, the only 2 reasons to really ever summon on those banners, like TUR banners. And so anyways, so as a replacement to that, I think it is a really solid pick. And I think it's a very fun character. A bit strange to do Gohan, like the exact same Gohan, like back to back like that, right? Like worldwide is literally the other version of this Gohan just released 11 months ago, like on the dot. So it is really fast back to back. But I still think it is a fun pick. And I stand by that. I said that in that video, and I stand by that right now, right here in front of your face. But I'm always going to be Team Daima until we actually get those characters in the game, because instead of these being creative reprints of characters that we've obviously had in this game for years, Daima is truly new characters. Like truly, 100% like scenes that have never been seen in this game literally at all. Characters that have never been seen in this game at all. And we're just not doing anything with them. And like that frustrates the fire out of me. And while I will agree with a lot of people that say if their anniversary they'll be the highest quality possible, I think if you need a character to just be an anniversary character for them to be good, which by the way, not true, look at GDC. But if you need them to be, you know, a GDC character or an anniversary character, that might be just a flaw with the overall game, right? They should be releasing more consistent, actually on par with all the other characters throughout the year. And especially for like a big thing like bringing Daima to the game, right? This isn't like your random monthly TUR. This is a very big deal because it's an actual new Dragon Ball series. So while I am not a necessarily hater on the Gohan, it is just at this time just a really weird time to keep releasing random characters when you are missing very clear characters people want in this game. Speaking of Daima, we really have rainbowed him, I think, at this point, right? Got more stones, do 1 final summon, which will then leave me with stones on the account. I hate being too low for stamina refreshes and all of that. This is our final one. We should have enough keys to pity. Be even, dude. Oh man, imagine we get him here and then with the pity, he's at 90%. Oh man. Okay, here we go. I'm kidding, by the way. I'll absolutely take the 90% Gohan. Let's go. I'm not. I'm getting this bum. This bum saved me in the Nuzlocke video that I was referencing earlier in this video. So that, you know what? Dodoria. Honestly, I'm surprised that dude hasn't gotten the Dokkan Fest yet, man. You know? It's like, hey, man. They kind of just letting anybody be at Dokkan Fest, which I think is the point of this game. I will definitely say that. I'm team give... Especially TUR specifically, bro, let anybody be that. Why not? Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. And if you're looking for more content right here on this channel, you can click on this video right here. Thank you for listening to me yap. Appreciate you guys. And hey man, listen, we always out here on Dokkan. Like, don't worry about it, bro. I'm too invested. We've been here for too long. I still have too much fun with this game. Come on, man, chill out. Anyways, see you guys on that one. Bye.